Meta trains are super fun. They give you a lot of gold, you can do with all your friends, over 50 people, and they're pretty easy to do. Most of the time, skill a boss, do a little pre-event, and you'll be fine. But commanding them is a bit different, because if you don't know everything there is to that meta, and it fails, you're gonna feel bad. That's why I want to make this video showing you how to do every meta in the game, and the best ways to make it super fast as well. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go if you want to support me. Let's get into it. So first, I want to say that this is gonna be a long video. So if you want to check one specific meta, all of the metas will be in their specific timestamps, so you can move around and check whichever you need. Also, if you want the written guide for this, there's one in Hardstock that we made back in the day with actual, look at this, even little videos and little maps that tells you where to go and what to do in each of these metas. If you don't like the video format, you can just go check this and you'll see that everything here is, well explained. There's actually some metas here that I have not explained that I'm not going to be explaining in this video because I have specific videos for them. For example, I have a Twisted Marionette guide that you can check, and I'll leave all of them in the description down below as well. And there's something like Dragonstorm as well. It's way too big for this video, so I'm just going to do the little ones that there's not really a lot of guides from, and there's a lot of secrets that people don't know about and how to work. So let's also very important to know how to command. I also have another video for that that you can check on how to make your own meta train and how to command, and a few things that you can do to command. We also have this beautiful tool that we actually got from a Tequatl viewer that developed it, where you can make your own meta train by just clicking here on each of the sites to put the meta you want, and you will create your own route. A full video explaining this tool is in the description that I made yesterday, so you can check that out. And for last thing, before we start going into each of these metas, there's a few things that you should always be considering in open world, like, hey, bringing EMPs that you get from Drizzlewood in order to use it for CC, right? Bring those little tables that you get, like this one's, the way stations. There we go, way stations. The Portable United Legion way stations are super useful. You can get your EMP from them that does CC, or remote charges to do structural damage that, for example, the turtle does. This is useful for many metas, and having them on your side at all times is great. Protocols as well from EOD. If you're in a map in EOD, you should always be getting them as well. They give you big damage and good defensive boons as well. But they will be removed in private instances. That is something to consider. But all of these things are definitely things that you should be thinking about when doing the meta train in order to make it a bit faster, a bit easier, and a bit more fun. That being said, let's go in and check every one of the metas. Now we are on Aetherblade. Aetherblade is an interesting meta. Essentially, you're gonna have to split yourself into 3 lanes. One is here, one is here, one is here. You can just go through, just kind of follow the escorts that are up here on this spot here for each of the lanes, and you'll be completely fine to get there. Now, you're gonna have to do is gonna have to protect the villages from being sabotaged, right? And Aetherblades are gonna be attacking them. They're gonna be stealing their resources, and you're gonna have to stop them and give them those resources back. If you see little, I don't know, like bags in the floor that you can actually pick up, you're gonna be able to pick them up and bring them back to the villages to actually get this lane Aetherblade morale down. Once you do this, another event will happen where you're gonna have to do it again for a total of 3 times on each of the lanes until you actually get to the next phase. Each of the lanes, I probably would say that the one that you want more people on is on the Haiju Lagoon, so the east side. Mid, probably more or less the same amount of people, and then west is very fast. As you can see here on this tag, they're already done, while this part is actually not even close to being done. Now, when it is actually done, or actually, let's go first. If you die, you can just go here to the waypoint, go to this little cannon on this side, and talk to it and tell you where to go. You can go to left side, middle side, or right side. In this case, I'm going to go left side so I can actually show you what the next step is, as it actually will apply for every one of the maps. You're gonna have to kill these little cannons, actually. Yeah, you're gonna have to kill these little cannons. You're gonna have to, by using CC, EMPs, for example, or CC abilities to make the cannon burnable and then kill it. And then once that's done, you're going to be able to kill the gunner. I would heavily, you're going to have to do this every time for 3 little cannons. Ideally, you want to split, get into your turtles, and CC them, right? In this spot, is going to be 1 cannon here, 1 cannon here, 1 cannon here. Ideally, you want everyone on this side to actually split to them all at the same time. In the middle is going to be 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. And here on the east side is going to be 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. Now, then you're going to have to kill the big champion of the lane. In this case, it's going to be this one, which is probably the easiest one. We're going to look through all of them, but you just kind of kill the boss, and that's about it. Middle is actually more or less the same as this boss. You just kind of kill it. There's going to be a platform that is electrified, so you don't want to get hit by the electrified platform, so you're going to move around on where the electricity comes out from. But the east side actually becomes a bit more complicated, as there's a few more things to think about. I'm just going to go there and show you, even though the boss is not going to be there. But essentially, it's just there's going to be a boss, and the boss is going to move around. He's going to start moving around to escape from you every few percentages. And you're going to have to follow them around. But when you do, these boss will essentially put like little walls of electricity that will prevent you from actually getting there on this little spot. So I'm just going to show you. So every side on this side, in here as well, there'll be, and in here will be blocked by electricity. So the bosses will start here, then move, for example, to here or to here, and then you're going to have to kill it and pass through the little obstacles. Now, you can actually put your personal weapon, for example, on this spot right here to actually, because you're not going to be able to use your mounts when the boss is here. Skip the obstacles by just dropping down. You can also use portals to make it a bit faster or whatever. But that's about it. It's not really that much. Yeah, there's not really that much to it. After this, the boss will spawn on this side on here, right? On this little cave. Our cave will spawn and you're going to have to kill the boss. And let's go through that. Now, while you're waiting here, you can actually choose to do a few things. You can get some protocols to do a bit more damage, especially if you're going to continue the meta train, or like, well, I mean, you're doing a meta train, right? Get offensive protocols, get defensive protocols to do a bit more damage, have more boons. It'll take around 2 minutes for this to actually spawn and the boss will spawn. Also, remember, there's going to be a lantern inside of this that will be required for lantern completion if you're doing a legendary. And also, you can always, as a commander or as a normal, just player, check whether Leviathan is up on this spot and actually get a free ambergris while you're waiting. It could be, it definitely could be done if you're very fast. Oh, and there's also like the Sundition event right on this side that you can do, but that will take way more than 2 minutes. Super can do it, but you can do it after the Aetherblade if you so want to. After 1 minute, the opening will start and you're gonna have to kill a boss. Now, here is the boss. You're gonna see that there's gonna be a few cannons and a few electric parts. You will not really pay attention to those. They're not really gonna do anything. The main thing is to have your way station ready with your EMP to do big CC and hopefully CC abilities. A bit of stability is also nice. And then gonna kill the boss. Now the boss will spawn these little gyros that you will gonna have to kill. The only ones that are very important as the blast ones, because they will do a lot of damage to you and they will knock you down, which you really don't want. So killing those and focusing those as the commander, targeting them with Control T for you to actually kill them fast is very important. Here's a blessed gyro, you want to kill it. The wallwork gyros also appear and they will essentially give shield to the boss, which are also very important, as you will not be able to damage those otherwise. So that is also very important. But other than that, the shatters don't really, I mean, they do passive damage, but like, who cares? You can probably out heal it. No point in actually paying attention to it. Other than that, just kill the boss, break the CC bar every 25%, and then you'll be Gucci, you'll be done, right? They are the bulwark gyros that make the boss completely invulnerable. That's about it. That's the entire boss. Yeah, call those things out if you're the commander. Say bulwark gyro, blast gyro, and CC, and you'll be completely fine. All right, so we are now on Chak. Chak is very easy. There's gonna be essentially the same boss in every one of the spots. You're gonna have to kill it. Okay, you're gonna have to avoid the little donut attack that he does. You're gonna have to avoid the damage that he does, the little circles. Now, how you get to this boss? You're gonna have to do a prevent on each of these lanes. In Ogre, you're gonna have to kill some eggs. On Nu, you're gonna have to stomp some nodules. In Rata, you're gonna have to kill some batteries and then pick them up and throw it to a circle. And in Scar, you have to kill stuff. That's it. Rata and Nuhoch are the hardest ones, the hardest lanes. So as the commander, you want to have more people there. If let's say that you don't have 8 subgroups of 5 people, to actually put 2 on each of them. Let's say you have 6. You will want to put 2 on Nuhoch, 2 on Rata, 1 on Ogre, 1 on Sakar. These 2 lanes are very hard to lose, to fail. And you want them all to succeed, because if you don't succeed one, the meta is over. Now, there is an exception to this. If one of them succeed and you actually are able to kill the boss before the event fails, you will get your hero choice chest. But that is plan B, a plan Z, honestly, because you don't want that to happen because it's very scary. If you see that, for example, one lane is going to lose in the second run, you could actually just get everyone to one of the other ones that is going to kill the boss very fast in order to get everyone the hero choice chest. But that is a very strategy for the last resort. Right? That being said, that is mostly the thing. There is things that you can do to make it a bit easier for you. You know, the more levels you do from the pre-event, the more damage you're going to do to the boss. So you want to do as much as you can. Kill as many eggs as you can on Ogre. Stomp as many nodules as you can on Nuhoch. Throw as many batteries as you can on Rata. And kill as many enemies as you can on Scar. This will make it so you will indeed be faster on the boss. And then eventually you can actually go help another lane after killing the boss on your lane. Also, putting your Jade personal waypoint in your lane or in another one if you want to move around is a great idea. As if you die, you're going to be able to use this to just boop, come back instantly instead of having to go to the middle and then come back. That's kind of about it. All right, let's see if we get the infusion. Beep. We didn't get the infusion. Okay, well, whatever. The point is that, you know, after the meta ends, you get a little chest. You can get an infusion from it. And you can actually wait here for a good amount of time to get more loot. The problem is that loot is really not that worth it. Instead, what you should be doing, and I definitely would encourage you to do that, is go to Gang War or Doomlore. Both of these metas happen at the same time as you finish Chak, and you can actually do them instead of waiting for this wall. The wall really doesn't do anything. It's just not worth it. And getting Gang War or Doomlore into Dragonstorm or Oil Floes or whatever is way more valuable and way more gold, and it's way less boring. Now, of course, if you're a little, you know, if you are a commander, you don't want to do it, and you just want to wait there and you just want to take a, you know, go take a drink or go eat something in the meantime, definitely a possibility, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you need to know that this is an actual possibility. Now, Doomlore, it starts exactly on this little rally pavilion place. You're gonna see a little guy with an orange circle just like this saying, hey, talk to me. And then you're gonna talk to him, and then you're gonna start running. The Shaman Brightblade is gonna start running through this entire spot here, like this. And then get here. You can super speed him to make him go fast, for sure. You should be killing all the enemies because the enemies will give you loot, and there's gonna be champions and stuff. Now the rest is just you kill stuff, and eventually a boss will spawn, and then you'll get gold, and you get a little key that you can sell for a good amount of gold, which is pretty nice. But that's kind of about it, right? That is the meta. All right, here we go. We have Octovine here. Octovine is going to be 4 lanes. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. In each of them, you're going to have to do different events in order to make the Octovine burnable to kill it at the same time. Otherwise, they will heal, and you will not be able to win the event. Now, to start, I would recommend the commander. Well, usually the commander would just go for 1 lane, but if you have too many people, don't hesitate to help other lanes. If you have too many, I would always recommend West, North, and South have the most amount of people, and East just only have 5. Your East doesn't really require too many, and you don't want to have too many on East, because otherwise they're gonna one burn it very fast, and these ones are not gonna be able to be catching up, right? Ideally, what you want though is because you want all of them to burn at the same time, and it's this normal strategy that you would usually get is that South is going to be essentially working on towards getting 1 invulnerability phase for the boss to be unburnable, and then West and North are going to be ready to just burn and kill it as soon as they finish that burn, because if South is the one that takes the most time, so you want to wait for them. Always wait for South to be ready. Now, that doesn't mean that North and West are not hard. West and North are indeed hard, and people take a while. So definitely they should be, you know, they're going to have to do 2 burns, 2 burnable phases to actually get it. South is essentially just, you have to push a little orb to the end of the Octovine to make it burnable. You have to do this 3 times to remove 15 stacks, 5 stacks each of the bombs. Now there's going to be enemies here trying to stop you. That's why there's going to be armors that you're going to be able to take. This one's here, right? They're going to be pushing away the bombs and stopping the enemies from them to not come and destroy the little orbs. That being said, there's some enemies that every lane is going to have to deal with. The little frogs and the little Vine Wrath that is going to spawn little frogs. So as soon as the gates open, you want everyone doing this and killing the frogs. Kill the frogs, kill the Vine Wrath, so the people can actually start doing the actual mechanic. Let's go into here into north to show you a little bit on how that one works. Because west is very easy. On west, you just kind of become a little shroom. And I'll show you how to do it, but just go to as a shroom and just go to the actual spot where the vine is, explode on it, and you'll be fine. But north is a bit more complicated because it's kind of bugged. You're gonna see in north that you have Bramble Begone, and you're gonna have to pick it up. As you can see here, the layers of saline protection are there. It's burnable now, but I'm gonna show you right now. You want to put the turrets right on the top of the vine. There's gonna be vines around these spots, right? They're gonna prevent you, ideally, from, well, that's what they wanted you to prevent you to actually access the Octovine, but that's actually not gonna work, because if you just put the turret right here instead, you're gonna just escape that little part, and then you go into the turret and you press 1 over and over again to blast and destroy the stacks of it. This will work perfectly, right? This is exactly what you indeed want. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit of a meme. For example, right now, you can just go into the turret and just press 1, boom, and start removing the stacks. Sometimes this bugs out, which is very unfortunate. And there's also one of the reasons why you don't want to do it the normal way, which is essentially pressing 1 to remove the little tangles, the little plants to get into there, because that also bugs. So it's just better to put the turret in the middle of it, you know, very in the center of the Octovine, and that way you'll actually be able to do it. Now, for west, you become a little shroom, and you want to start walking and not getting hit by those gamers. This is why, you know, the frogs being dead is so important. And try and get to the little Octovine here as well, right? You can press 2 to jump and not get hit, for example, and you can also glide around as well, right? You can see that in this spot, west is the only one that's missing now, so you want to be helping. If there's one of the lanes that is actually having issues, definitely as a commander you should be telling, hey, go help this other one. Now, for west, you can actually help, and you can go faster if you do something very scary. They're going to kill it anyway, so I'm just going to do this just to show you. You can go through the middle. You're going to have to jump in the specific moments, but you're going to be able to actually do it. So I'm just going to become the little shroom. And if you go through here, there's going to be usually this gamers trying to attack, but you can just jump over and then glide until the end. That would definitely have worked. It's a bit hard because sometimes the enemies attack you while you're gliding, or the bombs explode. You can always dodge them as well, but you know, with a little practice you'll be able to do it. And then of course you can just go here and collect your loot. Giving quickness to yourself here actually is very good, as it will make you be able to open this little chest faster. And if you want to just blast and you go super fast, you can just get the greater excel chest, and those are the only ones that give you an infusion, and also the hero choice chest. You can skip the little ones. If you run out of keys, you can also open the hero choice chest, and what you can get to if you pick up this one, the pilfered excellent remnants, you'll be able to get some beautiful keys if you're missing. Then you can also go here, Exalted Mastery Vendor from Forgotten City Waypoint, and you can get more keys from there as well. And that's about it. Now the last one is East, which is honestly very, very easy. It's not very difficult. You just grab these little bombs from the NPC and you drop them on the Octovine, and that will make the layers of slime protection go lower and eventually making you be able to kill the boss. It's super, super easy. It's one of the reasons why I never send a lot of people on East or at all. And I just wait until people get there, you know, the pogs, the people that are just hanging around, they just do them by themselves. Because if you send people honestly there, what ends up happening is that it dies too fast, and then the whole Octovine resets, and you can't kill west, south, and north at the same time. So definitely just, I mean, it's important to know how it works, and definitely pay attention to it if it's not, you know, if there's no one there or if they're going too slow. But overall, not really something to worry about when you're commanding. Deathbrand Shatterer. Now, a meta that is very much misunderstood, because people believe that you have to do the Derv Escort that starts on the bottom of the map here for this map to actually get the boss. That's actually not true. As long as any of the events is started, it'll be fun. Someone does need to start it eventually, but it doesn't have to succeed. It just has to essentially exist, right? For example, right now we actually just lost the Dev Escort and it will still spawn. That's the only thing that I personally as a commander would think about is whether the map spawned before the actual Dev Escort spawned. And so just take a look at this little timer on our RDPS and check how long this map has been here. If it's longer than the actual escort when the escort started, you're good. 90% of the time, because it does bug sometimes for some reason, the map will actually spawn the boss, right? Put away station here, very important, guys, to get as much CC as you can, because the boss will sometimes get break bar damage, and if you lose it, what's gonna happen? That you are not gonna be able to attack it because it's gonna fly out, and the boss is gonna get healed by what we're gonna talk about later, which are the little ads. Now, there's two ways of doing this boss: one burn it or actually do the mechanic. Personally, I like doing one burning it instead of actually doing the mechanic, but we're gonna talk about both of the possibilities and what their advantages are. For now, you just kind of want to attack the boss, and as soon as you see, we failed, and now you can see how the boss is going there. Now, it's not nothing's gonna happen. We're just gonna lose a little bit of damage because the ads are not up, but the Rift Stalkers will eventually appear, and the Rift Stalkers will heal the boss. That's why you want to kill them. Now, if you have enough damage, you can just skip them and not kill them, and just continuously do the boss damage to the boss. Of course, you're gonna have to actually, you know, be able to do that C bar, otherwise you won't really do anything. But yeah, that's the plan. Now, if you actually do indeed want to skip it, what you can do, because the Rift Stalkers give you a good amount of loot, is you want to go into your Sky Skull, go to the Rift Stalker, attack it once, and then you'll get the tag of it, and eventually when the boss does die, these ads will die and it'll give you the loot, right? Now, you can indeed attack them and it'll be fine, but that's kind of what you want to do. I just continue doing damage, blast, 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 and just prepare for the CC. Have you ready, everything ready, and definitely talk to people and tell them, hey guys, prepare for CC, right? That's very, very important. As soon as more bosses, more of the Rift Stalkers appear, you can tag them again, so you can get all the loot. You can see them right here, and link I got in the description where you can see all the spawn points as well. You can also, what you can do as well, is you can move the Rift Stalkers to the boss and then cleave them down. This will make you not lose any damage on the Shatterer, but also at the same time making the boss heal a little bit less. You know, you can see there that we just killed one of them, and now we're actually starting to do damage, right? Ideally, though, if you do actually a good amount of damage and the group is blasting, you will not have any issues, right? But now, honestly, at this point, we should just be killing the boss, and that's honestly what it is. That's the entire boss fight. Doesn't really require you that much of stuff. It's just, that's how it is, and that's the two strategies that you can use. As a commander, just choose the one that you like the most. Also, stability on this fight is absolutely great, as there's a lot of damage, a lot of stun damage, a lot of pulls, a lot of knockbacks that you don't want to get hit by. This obviously applies for most of the meta train. Stability is very, very strong, but in this one, it's very, very much needed, especially if you're going for the one burn strategy. Alright, now for Drakkar. Drakkar is honestly just an escort. It starts around here, and you're gonna have to get a little Javi to just go around. You can give her super speed, but honestly, the biggest thing I think is just to kill the ads that are around her so she doesn't get stopped. Now, Drakkar spawns in a very weird way. You wanna open the map before XX10. Otherwise, what's going to end up happening, the meta will not spawn. If you see that it says the whispers are quiet, that means that the boss is not going to spawn. And Yavi is not going to spawn. Sometimes you get late maps randomly for no reason, but it's very inconsistent. No, just come here before XX10. What we do personally is we go into Octovine, we finish the chest, we go to Drakkar, to do our marches, to spawn a map, and then we instantly leave for Maw of Torment. Sometimes you don't get a map, and that's sad, but worst case scenario, you just miss one meta instead of two. Right? Now, in this part, you just kind of want to, you know, attack the boss. After the boss gets to a very specific percentage, there's going to be a few ads spawning on this three specific spots. One on east, one on west, one on... well, it's kind of like that, right? Not really, but like, okay, let's just say right, left, and front, right? And you want to be killing them as fast as possible in order for you to get to the next phase. Now we're on the boss. Now there's going to be some things happening here. We want portals, because there's going to be 3 gates that we're going to see, and also there's going to be a bit of C bar here. And you're going to break that. And of course, this gate, you will only be able to join them once. That's why you want 2 people for portal number 2 and for portal number 3. Well, gate number 2 and gate number 3 to join in and actually get into the gate, put a portal, well, put a portal here, then go into the gate, put another portal, and then everyone gets in and skips this mechanic that prevents you from getting into every one of the gates. Everyone else should be joining the first gate instantly, as you can see here. They are doing that, and well, we have a bit more gamers here, which is not ideal, but it's also nice to have a second portal, right? A reassurance that you will get a portal 100%. Because what if you die, or what if you miss the portal? What if you push it in the incorrect place? The best way of doing it and putting the portal is in the middle. Put it in the center middle. It's very easy to do it that way, and then you can just blast. You can also do it like around here. Like for example, let's say that this is the gate that I want to go through. Put it on the edge, kind of on the edge of the circle, and you'll be blasting, right? You do require a few masteries in order to open the chests from this boss, but as long as you play as Rusaga, you'll be fine, right? Boom. Another thing that is important is to bring stability here to dodge most of the attacks. There's also going to be greens there that you want to pick up, but honestly, if you're doing a lot of damage, it won't matter. Alright, Dragonstorm. This one is pretty easy. You can just spawn it whenever you want. Big thing, I guess, is going to be that you can have to kill these little ads here as well before the bosses. These little pylons. Not really a lot to do. At the start of the meta, you're gonna have to go into these little crystals and capture them. Very important to actually get there as fast as possible to make the boss go super fast and get the whole thing going very fast. Now, very important point as well is that you want to get in here very close to the actual start, because if you don't, your participation will go down and you will not be able to actually get the rewards. As soon as you do it before the cinematic, you'll be fine. Then, as a cinematic, you're gonna have to kill little pylons, and then you're gonna have to kill the clashing champions. You're gonna have to see them. You can use your special action key. You can use the turtle, whichever. And then you want to split, the group into two groups. One for Ryland, one for Bram. What I do is I say odds Ryland, evens Bram in terms of subgroups. And that usually makes it very fast. Now, very important as well, make everyone stack on the boss. Okay, because otherwise what's gonna happen is that you're gonna be very sad when they just start, especially Bram, start just jumping around insanely because they don't give a fuck. So definitely stack on the boss. Use your special action key to do CC here, of course, and just do as much damage as you can to kill them at the same time. You can definitely be like a little bit irresponsible with this and just make it so, as long as they're kind of close together and you kill one of them, you should be more than fine. But definitely be careful. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to fuck up and make you restart and having to kill the boss again, right? You don't want that, right? Now, after that, you're gonna have to do a little bit of charging attack on the bosses, on the dragons, and you're gonna have to actually go over to these little pylons and jump over to them and use a special action key. Now, this is kind of annoying because you'll have to go back afterwards, but there's a few things to make it a bit faster. First of all, you can use your Griffin to glide after, using the special action key here, and just glide over back to the pylon right there and just be ready, right? And the other option, and this is what I'm going to show right now, you can use your prototype position rewinder. You can use this in multiple metas as well. You want to put it here, boop, before you go in. You want to go up, woo. You want to press X, use the beam, and then press it again, and now you're back, and you can do this over and over again. When you get out of cooldown, you can just whoop, just glide back and use your Griffin or your Sky Skull, whichever, to get there faster. And then you're done. You're happy. Everyone did it very fast. The other thing you can do as a commander, especially, is gonna get a little portal here. I can't now because I'm not a mesmer, and I already used my white portal, but you could put it here. And then after the Clashing Champions is done, you can just make everyone teleport back to the pylon and then attack. So there you go. So Palawdaan, right now we already skipped the first part of the thing because we had some people going, but don't worry about it. I'll tell you more or less what you have to do. The first thing is to, start here on the spot here. You can wait, while you're waiting, you can do some bounties in case you join in here too early. And it's going to be 2 ads that spawn here. Honestly, they just die. There's not really a lot to them. But if you stack everyone together, they'll spawn on you and you can just cleave them down very easily. After that, you're just gonna go around this entire city like this, and then go here, and then kill the ads here, and then come here. And you're gonna be capturing little spots and killing little ads, and eventually getting those little supply chests that give you more loot. Definitely don't have processing on here, as you will, or not the bloom at least, as it will be impossible to see anything. But all of that is just very simple. Just kill these little bosses. Sometimes they do this little sucking attack that makes you spin, that is very annoying. But all of that is really not that big of a deal. I'm really sure. I don't think stability works there anyway. So you're gonna end up. I think it helps, but you're gonna still gonna have to dodge the attack at the end. So definitely just play the game, dodge the attacks, and you'll be fine. All right, now the little ships will arrive, and what you want to do is go get inside of them with your sky skill, or your griffin or whatever. Get inside of them and then start attacking from the inside. Do not wait on the sky skill. It's not good because you will take you for longer. It doesn't really do a lot of damage, and it just sucks. Now, there's a big important part though. The second ship, that one, it's bugged. Okay, so if you actually watching this video, you should be the one that the character selects out and can come back in. This will unbug the ship for some unhinged reason, and you'll be able to get in. And I want you guys to do this because there's not a lot of people that know this, right? So if you do it and you go to that ship, it'll make the meta super fast, and then you can maybe even get to Doppelganger, maybe to go Fortress Fire, maybe to Tequatl, whichever, because you're so fast. So now, for some reason, I bugged out. No, there you go. And there you go. There you go. And you're start attacking this little marauder. Ideally, you want to stand on this little spot here, especially if you range, because that way you'll make it so you don't get hit from the little pirates, because they do a lot of damage. But there you go. That's what you do. And well, sometimes you die because you're alone here. And this is why I wanted to make this video as well, because that way people, start actually getting into the ship by character selecting. And because if you're not alone here, it'll be super easy and it'll super fast. And you want to be fast because, time is money, friend. And you don't want to lose your money. So there you go. Fortress Fire. This one is very easy. You want to escort this little gamer. It starts here on this spot at the top of the hour. Right here. And then you're going to have to escort them here. And then there's going to be a little, a few priestesses that you're going to have to CC in order to kill them. Ideally, you want to spread everyone around into these 4 priestesses. You can see one of them, the priest of Palawdaan. And you want to kill them all. They're all 4 there, and you want to kill them at the same time. After the priest of Balthasar die, there's going to be a few champions appearing on the bottom there, on this middle of the thing, and then the boss will spawn. Here we have the boss, guys, legendary for determiner. It's 2 dogs that will attack you and do big circles that will suck you and damage you. You don't want to stand on them, but it's kind of hard to do it, so definitely try and pay attention. And what you can really do is wait until the entire animation of the circle happens and you dodge at the last second. You can see that I'm getting destroyed there, and I get hit because I don't have stab. But if you just sit here and everyone died, by the way. Look at that. Like literally all the squad died. But if you wait here until the last second, even if in the middle, I dodge, evaded, and I got no damage. That's exactly what you want. You want to even if you can, if you are actually not able to get away from it because you're getting sucked, you just wait here, wait on the last second, then dodge, boom. And you're fine, right? Bring Aegis, bring stability, blinks or something to get away from them, because they do a lot of damage and they will kill you. And I've seen literally people, like squads, literally wipe on this boss because of it. It's not a hard boss, but they will one-shot you. So that's kind of about it, honestly. After that, you kind of can move over to the next meta. Alright, Effigy. First, you want to start by killing the champion on this spot. But it's very easy. The best thing, though, to do is a very, very good strategy. At the start of this you have to essentially throw a little torch and light it up so you can get to the next checkpoint. But in the first spot, you can just sit here, and continuously throw it on your own feet, so people don't have to throw it from the actual brazier to here. You just continue to do this until everyone is done, right? Super, super useful, super, super nice. And having one person doing this the entire time until the first checkpoint that is right there is probably the best way of doing it. Now, next one. After this, you're going to go to the next checkpoint, and you want to essentially do the same. As the commander, you can put a little marker here, boom, and say, people, hey, throw the torches around that time, because you will not be able to get it till the end, right? You cannot use portals, you can use any of this. You can use swiftness and super speed, but that's about it. And use as the gamer, you can just slide it up, and to start throwing it to the actual place that you have marked. So everyone can just be waiting there, and knowing, right? You can also, of course, tell people about what you should be doing, right? It's like playing hot potato, and I said, get the torch, do not light it, run to the end, wait for the light, interact with the final brazier. And just do this over and over again. And in no time, you'll have it done. Also, killing these champions, very good idea as well. Killing these champions, very good. They'll give you good gold, right? So, if you see a champion, kill it. Now, this will not apply for the final boss, as there's going to be champions, but you can just kill them anyways afterwards. So just focus on killing the actual effigy first, right? That's what I would recommend myself. Now, let's go here and finish this so we can actually get to the boss. This actual boss gives you a good amount of gold, not only from the key, but there's also a mini, or is it a tonic? I think it's a smoke tonic. I think it's gold. There's like 800 gold, so it's pretty good. Okay, so Now the boss is up, and it's just a little statue. The thing is, it'll put like little tornadoes of fire in there that will kill you. And you don't want to be killed, so you want to, you know, evade that. Evade them, stun break out of them, stability out of them. Anything that makes you, you know, survive is what it is, right? So you just continuously attack, and once you see those, hopefully having a ranged weapon is nice here to move around and not get hit by the little tornadoes. The boss is just exploding here, though. Oh, there you go. There's one of them. For some reason, it didn't load for me. It's not a good sign. It's happening again. I'm getting pushed out, but yeah, just be careful about them. Usually they would actually... There is wall flame. You can see it right there. Don't want to get hit by that. And after that, you want to kill the champions that are here. They'll give you good loot. It's very nice. And of course, also remember, guys, you will indeed be sometimes bugged out of here because it's too much... Like, it will not let you get out of combat, and you cannot move to the next part. If that happens... Just move out of the champion's effigy, just move out, start walking outwards of this meta, and eventually it'll work and you'll be happy again. Now, Iron Marches. Iron Marches is super easy. Just kind of follow a guy, you see it, and you're done. Now, important point though, it will spawn in different places. It'll spawn in the Darren Fields, in Iron Marches, or in Timberline Falls. When I you can check that in the event tab, in the wiki, where, you know, and where your time slot is and which one is going to be. But once you know what it is, look at the map, see where the little, you know, little guy is, little boss icon is there, teleport to the closest waypoint, link it in the chat, and then just go there. In this case, I didn't have this one, so I could not do it, but go there to see it as fast as you can in order for you to kill it as fast as you can, right? After it's CC'd, you get this little event where honestly you just kind of have to wait around. Just want to wait around until the boss is up. Once he's up, burn it as fast as possible, unless there's people that haven't gotten there yet, and wait for them a little bit. And if you don't want to burn it, it'll start running again, right? Once it starts running, you have two options: to see it again, wait for the whole event again, or you can actually use Condi to do damage to it, as it actually is burnable to Condi, and only Condi. But only do that if it's like, I don't know, it's like 6% left to health, and you can just do that instead of doing the whole event again, right? That being said, tell people to not CC, as if they CC, you'll have to wait for the entire event. So tell people, hey, do Condi, but don't CC, and then you're gonna be fine, and the boss is gonna be dead, and you're gonna be very happy. We have Gang War, a very good event, pretty fun, and also gives you a Jade Runestone, which is actually pretty good. It gives you a good amount of gold, and Imperial Favors that you can use to get your precursors or Gen 3 legendaries. Now, it starts on this little camp that you can see here, on this specific part of the map right here on this side. Let me just there we go, on this side, exactly here. Now when it starts, it'll start at XX30 exactly at the moment, and well, a few minutes actually afterwards. But the thing is, you have to be in this map before that, otherwise this map, the event will not spawn. There's gonna be a bit of a role play in Mori Village. There's nothing you really have to do there, you just have to wait, and then eventually a little spawn point will start here. You're gonna have to go through these two spots specifically after killing some enemies here and capturing the point that you can see right here. You're just gonna have to go and divide yourselves into two villages where you have to clean them up. Right, this one right here on this side, where you're gonna see these little enemies with a little bit of a shield. You're gonna get a special action key for talking to NPC and use that special action key to destroy the shield. This will apply for the rest of the meta as well. The actual guy, the actual NPC that you need to do this with is on the start of the village. I'll show you right now, and of course also in the map, just so you guys have an idea. It's right like Kestrel Oriole. You can see it there in that spot there, and you can see here that is on this right on this spot as well. Now there's also going to be another event happening at the same time, which is the event on this spot right here. Now we only want one person or two people going in there and doing that event. You just have to kill enemies, grab some supplies, and give them to one specific NPC. But if you get too many people in there, it'll overscale and it will take forever. So just get everyone in here and say, hey guys, one person go to here instead. Then after doing those two, you're gonna have to divide yourselves into three of the villages: the Teleri village, the Goas village, and the Karstad village. Ideally, you want most people in Teleri and a few people in Goa and Karstad. As is also, there's like mini games there. We have to like find stealth enemies here, and you have to do a little mine mini game here. in here in Teleri, you just kill enemies, so it's really not that big of a deal. Now, you can tell that, or you can just, you know, just say to people spread, and you go here to Teleri. That way you know that most people are gonna follow you because you're the tag, right? After doing this 3, you're gonna have to kill a boss here, and then you're gonna have to go back to Jade, Sunlight Jade Junkyard. On this spot is actually very interesting. You can divide yourself into these 2 spots, Dump Site 3 and Dump Site 2, so you can do both of the events at the same time. In here, you're gonna have to kill some golems with the special action key to remove their shields, and in here, you're gonna have to kill, well, just kill ritualists and kill the little things that give them shields, and you'll be fine, right? Those little towers, I guess they are. And after that, you're gonna want to do both at the same time. You're gonna have a boss here on the Dump Site 1. Now I'm gonna show you here what happens right there, because it's actually kind of interesting. There's gonna be 2 enemies that you're gonna have to kill, and you want to kill them at the exact same time, Numi and Insuk. You can see it right here. And the thing is, Numi, the Bladestorm, if you use Reflex on him, they'll actually kill themselves. They'll actually do a big attack that will do like 75% of their health. So ideally, you would want people using Reflex on them, and then everyone else killing Insuk. This will make it so both die at the same time and very, very fast. Otherwise, just kill them normally. It's really not that big of a deal. After that, you're gonna see the boss happening, which is a big golem. You want to kill it, do as much damage as you can to it, don't get hit by everything. And the big thing about this boss in particular is that there's going to be a little bit of an attack. An attack that is going to do, that will essentially, a clap that will kill everyone around the boss. And there's only one way to actually get away from this, and is by going to this little, you can see there, those little trash cans, trash thingies. If you get to this white circle behind it, you will survive and you will not die. Everyone else will die instantly, and there's not really nothing they can do. Now, how do you know when that happens? The boss will do this little like big attack, like slam attack with one hand, and then slam attack with the other hand. You can see it right there, and that's what the trash is gonna be. And you just repeat this over and over again until the boss is done. Now here we go, Tequatl. Tequatl is pretty easy, pretty straightforward, and you can actually get in here pretty late. As you can see here, we're actually like, I don't know if you can tell, but we're like 5 minutes after it actually spawned. It usually spawns on the hour, but you can also use the Guild World event and the item that you require to use it in your guild to actually spawn it whenever you want. I would not recommend this, as it is kind of expensive, and this only gives you a bit of gold, but that's about it. Now, the first part of the event will be to protect these Haddock turrets, repair them if they're dead, and use them to make the boss not have, well, first of all, that huge wall of bones that prevents you from attacking it, but also not get the stacks that the boss has to not take damage. If the stacks get to 20, that wall will reappear, right? Every time. So you want to get into that little turret and, you know, repair it with little box repair hammers. And you can use the abilities that you can see right here to kill the boss, to get them, give them less stacks, and also give boons to your friends. Now, your 1 is gonna just do damage. Your 2 is gonna remove the stacks that you can see on the boss to take more damage. The 3 is gonna clean that little goop, horrible thing that it will do damage to you. And 4 and 5 will essentially heal your allies and give them boons. So just use 3, 4, and 5 of cooldown. 3 if you, well, I guess 3 only if you see those kind of goop thingies, and 2 definitely the most important ability to use to remove those stacks, as many as possible, so people can kill the boss very, very fast. After this, the boss will essentially become invulnerable. He will fly away, and you'll have to protect this mini batteries. Now, each of these batteries need to not die. If one of them die, you're gonna have to go back to the first phase and do it over and again. And honestly, that is still fine. You can do that over and over again. It will just take longer. But instead, what you want to do is do this, right? Is do protect these batteries. Western, honestly, all of them are pretty difficult. All of them can die. North, as you can see there, you just have to kill those grub holes, you know, stomp them so there's less enemies coming to the boss, to the battery and attacking it. The Vigil Mega Laser is just a big champion you have to kill. The Eastern Battery, the biggest thing is that there's going to be abominations coming to the boss. You're going to have to prevent them to die into the battery, not the boss, the battery. So pushing him out, pulling him out, killing them outside of the hitbox of the battery is very important, because once they die, they will be goop in the floor and that will attack the battery, and that will do a lot of damage. You can see that the eastern battery right there is getting the lead a little bit. Western, just kill the fingers because they'll do a lot of damage, and use reflex for all the range attacks that come to the battery to get reflected. Other than that, that is about it. Just do that over and over again until the boss dies, and you get your little, maybe you get your Tequatl weapon, which looks pretty cool. Yeah, maybe, could happen, for sure. Next one is a Verdant Brink. Verdant Brink, it has a bit of a... You have a lot of possibilities for Verdant Brink, actually. I'm just gonna show it right here. Verdant Brink. These are all the possibilities of the bosses that you can kill. The main one is the Matriarch that starts at XX10. If you don't kill it at XX10, that most likely will be dead. So if you want to put your Verdant Brink later than that, you definitely can do other bosses, and you'll give you more or less the same reward. If you're doing a meta train, going at XX10 is not the best idea, as there's a lot of events that happen at the time, so I would rather not recommend going in there. Instead, I would recommend you go to the 3. That you go to this waypoint right here, you go to the little pack chopper. If the pack chopper is not there, you just have to kill the enemies here for the chopper to spawn. You can put a marker there, of course, for people to know. You take the chopper, you get to this little bouncing mushroom, and then you kill the boss. In this case, it actually didn't spawn, and it was horrible. But you can, if that happens, you can try and see if there's another map in one of your allies, and get in there, and you can see that, hey, we were able to find it, right? And then we just kill these 3 enemies, then you kill the big boss, and you're good, right? Nothing really more than that. Now, if you can't find any of this boss in particular in your map, and you can't get another map, I would heavily recommend to go for another one. You can just go for, you can actually glide from here to 2 to kill the X-Master, or you can just teleport to this specific waypoint right here, and then move to here, where another checkpoint is, another chopper is, and you can teleport to 4, where the frogs are. The frogs, well, you have to kill both, and they will heal each other, so you want to CC when they're healing themselves. And 5 is the Patriarch, which I would not recommend, as it takes way longer than any of those ones here, but you can do it if you want to. Now, Oil Floes. Oil Floes is a very interesting meta. It's not the most profitable meta, but it does give you a lot of automatic, and sometimes it's better than doing nothing, so I'll definitely cover it right now. And it's something that really fails a lot, and people need it for Legion Season 4 vision, so it's actually definitely something that you should be thinking about. It starts here on Revolution's hard waypoint, and you're gonna have to do a little escort from here to here, then from here to here, then from here to here, because there's gonna be a little escort making these little drills activate, and you're gonna have to defend them. So the idea of the whole meta is that, hey, bring this escort, super speed them, give them swiftness, kill the enemies ahead of them so they go on fast, and the drills will spawn, and we're gonna have to protect them from enemies. So ideally what you want as the commander is get in here, assign a few people, 10 people, 5 people, to defend this little thing, this little drill, and then make the rest come with you to the next one. Then drop some people there as well, and then come to the next one. Do that over and over again until you get to the end, and then you're gonna get to the next spot, the next part of the meta. Well, you can see there the northwest drill and southwest drill and the drill repairs. Ignore my beautiful face from back in the day, and you're gonna have to. And they're gonna have to be protected. The Hydras are the biggest problem in this specific meta, because they'll do a lot of damage to the drill. So definitely important. Now, after they all are done, you're gonna get the drill oil reclaimed, and you're gonna have to pick up a little pump from this oil reclamation pump and collect little oils from the floor when you kill oil enemies, right? You're just gonna have to go around and collect them. You're just gonna have to, there's gonna be oil on the floor, you're gonna have to collect it with your special action key, and then put it back to the proclamation pump. Now, after that, the boss will spawn a few moments later on the Freedom Catchment place. It's gonna be a big boss, a big blob. There's gonna be a CC bar. Don't really pay attention to the CC bar, not really worth it. Just kill the boss. It's gonna move around like a dumbass. Just kill it. The CC bar will not be broken. It's too big. Don't do anything. And then after it's done, climb back up onto this spot where the chest is gonna spawn, get it back, and then leave. And that's about it. Now, Oozepit is a very obscure meta that not a lot of people do. It starts around XX05, close to Drakkar, after Octovine, and it actually can give you a good amount of gold. A key that sells for a few gold, it's pretty nice. And some, you know, special items that you can sell for a lot of gold. And the first thing is gonna happen is that you're gonna have to get inside of one specific legion. You're gonna see here in the map that there's gonna be 3 little sites, each of them from 1 legion, and each from 1 mechanic. In the right side, well, the right side probably should have the least amount of people as the commander. You should probably tell them, and get more people in mid and on the left side here. As this one scales up too much and is a bit annoying in that regard. Now, when you get here into the annoying part, into the right side, you're gonna get this empty barrel here, pick it up, go get some high flammable oil and deposit it into this little vent. This will make the bar go up and will finish the event. Now, every one of the lanes are gonna have to do this, specifically one event in order to do this and finish it. The middle one is very easy, you just have to kill enemies, it's really that about it, and set on some bends to capture them. That's all there is to it. But on this side, on the left side, you're gonna have to kill an enemy in the middle that you're gonna have to be the color of to kill it. Otherwise, it won't do anything, and it will not die, right? Now, that's essentially what it's gonna end up going, right? For now. The other thing is that eventually these 3 lanes will disappear, the walls will disappear, and you're gonna end up trying to kill the boss. When the Grand Champion Ooze arrives, as you can see here, well, there's gonna be a big ooze that you're gonna have to kill. Once you kill it, it'll split down. Let me just, yeah, you're just gonna, big damage on it, easy peasy, it's gonna die. And then it's gonna split up into 3 parts. This one you probably should say, everyone should go to their specific lanes. If you are on east, if you're on right, go to the right. If you went on the left, go back to the left. If you're in the middle, stay in the middle. And as the commander, I would heavily recommend for you to actually go to the left or the right. That way people won't follow you, right? And just stay in the middle, doing nothing. Right? Then, eventually, you're going to have to do some bending. You're going to have to go into these little bends and capture them, just like these NPCs are doing right here. And just stay on them to capture them to the vent pressure level to get to the max. Then the boss will spawn again. You're going to have to kill it, but this time with the color of the respective ooze, right? So if it's green, you're gonna have to become green to kill the enemy. Now after that, you're gonna have to go back into your original lane and do the same thing with the little enemies, with little ads. Little ads will spawn like that, and you're gonna have to become the color of the ooze to make it loose again. And then you're gonna, and that's the event. That's the end. You win and you're done. You start on this spot on Darkness Light, you have to kill some enemies and collect some essences to fill up the bar. After you're done, these 5 islands will get highlighted, and you're gonna see that you're gonna have to do the same thing, collect more essences from different activities. In each of them, you have different things to do. In this one, Devastated Ganderhof, you're gonna have to like kill some elementals and put out some fires. In here, you're gonna have to kill some forged and disarm some traps. In here, you're gonna have to disarm some mags and kill some mags. Here, you're gonna... This one is... Oh, in Radanos and Primal Maguma, probably the most interesting ones. Primal Maguma, you can do a little... I feel like... What's the word? some funny things with like piñatas. You're gonna have to smash them. Which is actually pretty cute. There's like a dancing event here. It's actually really fun. You're just gonna have to like... do the same thing as these workers do, and you can go around and do more activities. Primal Maguma, same thing as before, kill some enemies, and also some collect some essences in the middle of with your sky scout through these places. There's a lot of things that you can do, and each of them are very interesting activities. It's probably the best part of this meta. And then everything will be fine, and you're gonna have to go to this spot here on Drakkar Light. You're gonna go to down to this place, and you're gonna end up killing enemies to essentially make the bars not go down. It's very easy, not a lot of things to do here, just it's very chill. And then you're gonna go to the end boss, which is right on this side. Here you can see the event. You're gonna have to make these little balls, these little bars not go down by killing enemies. You're collecting these specific balls. The more you collect them, the more the bar will be filled, and you just have to wait 2 minutes until that happens. After this, you have to wait a little bit. In the meantime, you can actually, and this is applied to the all of Skywatch meta, there's a lot of downtime, so you can go into the provisioner tokens here, getting them from each of the waypoints if you want. You can also do the wizard chests that are around the map to get some unusual coins that you need to make some legendaries. There's a lot of things you can do in the meantime while you're waiting, because, well, there's a lot of downtime. Now, for this one in particular, when you actually get to this boss, oh yeah, you can actually take a line through this side. This is the easiest way of doing it. You can use your waypoint if you want, but this is way easier if you're doing this part of the event. After you're done, you can just take this little gliding ley line here and just get back to where the boss is gonna spawn at. Now this is not really a boss, it's more like a big event, and it's kind of boring, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. But essentially there's gonna be three little islands that you can see here, 1, 2, 3, and each of them will have to, you know, you're gonna have to kill ants to spawn a boss, and the boss will have to die more or less at the same time on each of the lanes. And there's also going to be a middle part where you're going to have to defend this big one here. You're going to have to do it twice. You're going to have to, you know, kill enemies, fill up the bars, spawn a boss, kill the boss, then, you know, come to the middle and essentially capture these 3 little pillars. And then you're going to have to do it again and essentially kill the bosses that we killed before, but like actually. And this time they need to die more or less at the same time, so definitely pay attention so someone doesn't kill them in the incorrect moment. You can see right here that the invader, which is the boss, is spawned on Memories Nade 3, which is indeed this one in particular here, right? But the other lanes are not ready because they haven't actually finished the entirety of the bar. Now you can see that, oh, there we go. Number 2 is done, and the boss should spawn very, very soon. There it is. But you also have to consider that these locations here need to be captured. If they go to the bottom, that means that you'll actually be able to go to the next phase, right? So not only the boss needs to be dead, but also this location here needs to be done and captured. Otherwise, you'll not be able to continue to the next step where you have to fight the boss again. The essentially will repeat again, and then it'll be done, and you'll be done with the meta. Now in this spot you can see that we have to kill all of the enemies at the same time. One of them already died, and we have to be very fast, and you have 25 seconds to kill both of them at the same time. Otherwise they will revive and you're gonna have to start it again. Sometimes because of that and people giving up and not being able to communicate, this makes it so people actually fail. With a commander though, this will probably never happen. It only happens in very, very, very unorganized events, so I would not really worry about it. Now after this, your lair will be cleansed and you'll be able to get your rewards. You're gonna have to go into this little portal and you're gonna be able to collect some chests. Now this is really, I mean, the main thing about this meta is to get your little hero choice chest that contains some currency that you can transform into gold by transforming into a weapon. But that's the main thing. You can also, when you get into the little chest, open a great arcane chest that will indeed give you some unusual coins. And from the spot where these chests are that we're gonna go through right now is a very good spot to start your great arcane chests run, where you can get all your unusual coins that you need for obsidian armor. If you I'll leave a link in the description of that exact run and how you can get those unusual coins very, very, very easily from this specific spot, or you get trolled by a portal like that and you have to do it again. That's fucking awesome, right? I think just is careful with those. Okay, there you go to the portal. And then you'll be able to get into the wizard's tower and then get this little chest. As I said before, the Grand Arcade chest is probably the biggest thing that is important on this little spot. That's a little thing here. Then you get it. Amnytas is very simple. At the start of it, what you want to do is spread people around all of these spots. Tell everyone in the squad to spread around so we can do all at the same time and be as fast as possible. In here, you're gonna have to just kill this tentacle, use a special action key to survive certain attacks that will maybe, you know, when you're marked on death, maybe break some defiance bar, maybe make the boss burnable, depending on the special action key. You just have to read it. It'll be very easy to tell. You're gonna have to kill a champion as well, and this is why it is very important to have more than one person around in each of the spots. But you know, that's why you should be, you know, spreading around and not everyone going insanely hard on one spot. This is why, honestly, a good idea for the commander is to actually publish every one of the waypoints that are close to one of these ones, right? I have a copy pasta and I'll leave it in the description as well, and that you can do this with. And also, if people are following you around as this commander, get them to one place and then go to another one. Not everyone was gonna follow you every time, and eventually have the whole place spread around. This is one of the things that you can actually do in every meta. Also, it's important to say that this, in order to get a map for this specific meta, you're gonna have to be here 10 minutes earlier than the actual top of the hour where it actually spawns. So consider that. Sometimes you can get a late map that will start a bit later, but it's a bit difficult to do. So overall, if you're gonna do Amnytas, be 10 minutes earlier, and well, 11 essentially minutes earlier before you actually get into the the map to 100% secure the map. After this, you're gonna have to wait for 2 minutes actually. We're already here. for the next boss, for the next part. And this time you can just wait here, tell people to spray around the next 3 spots, which are this, this, and this, or you can go around into the each of the weapons, getting your faction provisioners, maybe getting the wizard test that is here and the other one that is here. You can do around this whatever you want. You can tell people to do this or not. It's completely fine. The important part here though is that the next spot we want people to spray around into the spots, and more ideally more or less the same amount, as there's going to be 3 portals happening here. 1, 2, 3. It's going to happen now. Yeah, and you're going to go into one of these portals, and you're going to have to collect little balls to bring into the little big ball, I guess, to make this little bar fill up, right? The more you kill stuff, the more you actually the more balls you get and the more balls you can collect. Now the balls will appear in the sky, and you're gonna have to get them with your sky skill. This is very important, because otherwise what's gonna happen is that all the balls are gonna be there, nobody's gonna be picking them up, and eventually you're just gonna waste time, as there are more balls that you will need than the actual ones that appear here. So that way you should be always thinking about, looking at that, getting the balls, and getting down, getting down, and putting him in, right? Do this in every one of your sites, in your little circles, and this will make it as fast as you can. Now, after this, all the balls are there, and the bar has gotten to the top, then filled with balls. You're gonna have to go into these little tentacles and kill them. But actually, most people are gonna go to the top of the spire through these little portals and kill the boss. So you're gonna have to, let me just do the portal, the tentacle part here. We want some people going to the tentacles. This is why usually you say, as the commander, some people go to tentacles and destroy them with your sky skill. All of them are gonna have to be deleted in order for you to actually continue the fight. Even if you actually kill the boss, it won't really matter until the tentacles are done. And that's why you kind of want people there. And you don't have a lot of rush on the top part where the big boss is. Now, on the part of the big boss, what you have to do, you're gonna see these little tentacles. They need to be killed. The problem is that they have reinforced armor. You need to protect these little golems for them to like do this little thing, and they're gonna boop, deposit themselves, and you're gonna pick the little special action key there. You're gonna use it on the tentacle, and you will slowly remove the reinforced armor. There you go. You'll get stacks. There you go, and then the thing just explodes, right? Then you're gonna have to go to the mall and you're gonna have to kill it. Now there's also gonna be these little green things. You want to stack on them. If you don't, this is what's gonna happen to you. Let's see if it works. Maybe too many people did it. There you go. No, if it doesn't work, you're gonna see that you're gonna be teleported into this little chamber. You have to look for the light and walk to it to get away. But yeah, after that, you're gonna be killing that little ball. Be killing them all and doing a lot of damage to it. That's kind of about it. It doesn't really do my Twitch to